You guys, it's William from wiwibloggs.com. We're here with the gorgeous Ira Losco inside the Palace Hotel. Ira, welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
This is like your second home, isn't it?
Well, kind of like. Actually, I'm from Slema, so it is my second home.
Ah, so your family lives in Slema?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And we just were upstairs in the music suite. Is the music suite in honor of you?
No, I don't think so, but I have stayed in it a couple of times. I like it a lot. It's really nice.
Were you alone in the suite?
Obviously not.
We'll leave it at that. So we're actually quite surprised to see you here in your gorgeous cheetah animal print pants, because the last time we saw you in the video for Shouldn't Have to Bother, you were a glamorous castaway on the sea.
Oh my god, yes, I was wearing a bikini, dreading every moment of it I was before the filming. It's so tiring, you know, to try and be in shape for it shouldn't even be about the way you look. It should be about your talent and about what you write and what you say and the way you sing. But unfortunately, you know, it's quite about the image nowadays.
It's a shame. You shouldn't have to bother, should you?
At all, I shouldn't, no.
Now, this single is quite sexy, quite hot, and the video, despite being difficult to film, is really fun. Could you tell us about it?
Yes, it was actually quite difficult to film, you're right. It was filmed in May, June. So it was lovely to be in the water because it was hot. So I enjoyed being, you know, at sea and swimming and all that, because usually it's really funny, you're doing photo shoots in bikinis in the middle of January, for example, and you're doing shoots with winter clothing in like the middle of summer. So this was fantastic.
I hate when that happens.
So this is really nice, but the plan wasn't to film in open sea, but we eventually filmed on open sea. And I remember the owner of the bigger picture, the owner of the company, came to watch us film, and he saw this camera, you know, the red camera. It costs I don't know how many thousands, like in the sea, and the waves are like rolling in, and the guys are holding the camera, and I'm seeing his face. I'm telling you, it was priceless.
He was probably worried about the insurance policy on this body.
I don't think so. I think he was worried about the insurance on that camera.
Now, Ira, we were kind of angry with you because on Facebook recently, you said, should I compete or submit a song to Eurovision, Malta Eurovision Song Contest? And our hopes were so high, and then there was nothing.
I know. It is. I wanted to gauge, you know, I wanted to see what people were seeing, if they were seeing the same thing that I was kind of envisioning. It's always a bit of a doubt for me, but I might consider next year.
Oh.
I might consider next year, but I don't know, I never really put, you know, a definite yes to it.
And would you consider, you know, a similar genre to the last time you competed, or would you update, change?
No, I think it would have to be concurrent with what's happening today in the charts. So that's important to me, because at the end of the day, you know, it's a brilliant vehicle to get your music out there as well. So if you're doing music which, you know, people like, I do pop. Pop is the term which, you know, defines music as being the popular genre of music. Doesn't have to be cheesy, doesn't have to be too commercial. I just like doing music that people will relate to and like. So that is what I would write if I had to write for the Eurovision. I'm currently writing my album, so, you know, if there's something in there which is suitable for the Eurovision Song Contest, well, first the Malta one, because, you know, we can't be presumptuous enough to think we're going to be there.
I mean, you are Miss Malta, though, and as Debin said earlier, you're always in the Malta Music Awards at the top. Is that pressure for you? Like, the expectations are so high for Miss Losco.
It is and it's not. Yes, it does add pressure because you're always as good as your last job, you know. And I've been around for quite some time. It's not like I'm just starting out my career here. I'm always trying to improve, always trying to be innovative, you know, to come up with something new that people who follow my music haven't seen from Ira Losco yet. So that is like my main aim, and my main aim really is to be happy doing what I do, because as soon as this stops being fun, then you don't want to do it anymore, you know? That is the most important thing, that you keep it real and you're honest with your music and that you enjoy doing it.
And one thing we love about your discography is that you have a tendency to kind of re-release your albums with lots of dance versions which get us moving. Except you didn't do that, or I'm sorry, you haven't done it yet for The Fire. Can we expect that?
Because I think The Fire wasn't very remixable in a way because of the tempos of the songs, because it had a bit of folk in there, and it wasn't very remixable. One song is remixable, but I won't tell you which one it is. I'll leave it to you to think of which one it is. It's going to be one of the singles to be released soon.
Fantastic, we'll look forward to it. And what you said you were writing a new album. When will that drop?
Well, I'm not going to give it a definite time because I'm still writing, so you know the ideas are still flowing. I don't know how many tracks are going to be on it yet. It's in infancy, you know. I'm still like collecting ideas and writing lyrics and writing music and melodies and all that, finding the sounds I like. So it's still in its infancy, but you know, next year I imagine. I don't know if it's beginning or end of next year. I don't like to put that pressure on.
You tease us, darling, constantly.
That's the name of my game.
Oh, now speaking of teasing, do you have a boyfriend?
Yes.
Is he a musician?
No. He's a chef actually.
Ah,
yeah.
Is that because if you were both in the music industry, it'd be too stressful, so you sought someone outside?
Oh, no, I'm going to be a bit sexist here when I say this. He's like, oh, please do.
Do it.
I don't think I would date a musician because male musicians tend to have slightly more inflated egos than the female ones do. So, no, but I don't want to pass any sweeping statements because I'm sure not everyone is like that. However, no, I've only ever dated one musician in my life, I think. He was a bassist. No, I think I like musicians to be my friends and people I collaborate with, not people who I share a romantic relationship with.
It could get a bit sticky, couldn't it?
I guess so. I don't know. I like dating this guy because he's also on TV. So he's actually doing a program with Moira Delia.
Oh,
so
is it about animals?
No. It's actually Moira plays the person who doesn't really know much about cooking. And he is the chef who kind of gives out recipes, you know, with an easy way of doing them. Yeah.
Brilliant. Now, speaking of advice and the easy way to do it, do you ever advise contestants at Malta Eurovision Song Contest?
I don't go up to them and advise them, but if they ask me for advice, I'll gladly give it to them, you know. I don't want to look like Mother Goose because I'm not old enough to be Mother Goose. But no, sometimes, you know, some people have come and asked me, you know, for my opinion or advice, and I like giving it to them.
But Ira, our readers on wiwibloggs.com know that you are quite motherly in a sense because you're involved in lots of philanthropic work. Could you tell us about that?
Well, yes, I mean, if I had to say yes to the requests I get every day on my fan page messages to help, you know, this organization, that organization, I would be doing voluntary work all my life. Unfortunately, I do not have enough time to help everyone, but somehow I try to do so, you know, a little bit here and a little bit there. I'm actually very active in the anti-bullying campaign, and I visited the majority of the Maltese schools here on a voluntary basis. I had started this when I came back from Eurovision. It was more of a visiting schools because they wanted me to be there rather than actually passing out a message. And then once I attended this self-empowerment and women in society event, which happened at an all-girls school, and I liked doing that. I liked preparing for it, you know, reading some literature and giving them, you know, some tips and giving them a talk. And then I was approached to do the anti-bullying campaign, and I thought, oh, okay, I can spin this off and I can organize a concert for all the schools of Malta. And that happened in May, I believe, in 2007, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was. No, no. I think 2012. I'm really bad with numbers. I have dyscalculia, so 12. Yes, you're right. 2012, and I did that concert, and it was really good because we got children to be to do vox pops. We had some children there as media doing vox pops. We had photographers who were children. We had children performing before I got on stage, so musicians and singers. We had children who were green monitors. They were going around and picking up like rubbish, you know, to kind of recycle. So we got all this together. We got all the good things, you know, that kids could do, and we had this concert, and it went very, very well. And obviously now I'm still active with this anti-bullying thing.
And the notion of bullying, like you're a star, so you're in the spotlight, and people perhaps say things sometimes that are hurtful. Do you think that in a way is a form of bullying?
Yes, I believe it is. I mean, it can happen on, you know, in the workplace. It can happen when you're older. I mean, to a certain extent, you know, heckling, which happens a bit more here because we are so small. So if I go out to certain clubs, there are going to be, you know, other people there. It's not like we have these VIP clubs where we hang out, and I wouldn't even want to be there. But you know, yeah, heckling is kind of like that. But thank God, I don't get that much, you know. I think you have to take it with a pinch of salt as well. I'm not one to be very offended. I accept that I am in the public eye, so I will get spoken about or criticized or praised or loved or hated. For every yin, there's a yang.
But at the end of the day, you're our seventh wonder.
Am I?
You are our seventh wonder. Thank you so much for chatting with us here in the Palace. We can't wait to hear your song for Eurovision next year, because she's basically promised that she'll enter now. And
I said might. I said promise. I said might.
And we're going to have all our Maltese friends vote for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Awesome. Thank you, Ira.
Thank you so much. No, I think there's a lot of those, you know, really pretty, like, Eastern European women. They're so hot, right? I always forget the Mediterranean ones somehow.
No, I disagree. You know what? I think Mediterraneans take over. Heidi Klum does advertisements for salads for McDonald's, and guess who takes over? Ira Losco!